What's good, everybody? We're here, back at it with another reaction video. Today, it's time to grift a little bit more with AndyPants Gaming. I mentioned before on like a previous stream, I don't exactly remember when, but on a previous stream where, or no, was it? No, I think it was a previous video. I take that back. I think it was a video where he came up and I said, "This nigga," implying that this guy's annoying. Which, hey, guess what? I happened to see a random video. Yeah, I've been meaning to react to this one too, but I just haven't been making content. This was a month ago as of right now, where the title says, "Stop noticing the war on men." I can't fucking wait. So let's get it popping. Let's see what we shouldn't be noticing. Let's see.
Guys, I'm gonna need y'all to stop noticing some things. Stop noticing that Nathan Drake and Sully were replaced by girl bosses. Stop noticing that a small black woman single-handedly beat the shit out of Nathan and Sam.
But we didn't have a problem with Black Widow, right? We want to make sure.
Stop noticing that the developer of the ultra-based Killzone games now makes games about a fat, dog-ugly lesbian who...
AI videos to prove your point. Shoutouts. But okay. No real screen captions, but you know, it's all good though, whatever.
Definitely drives a Jeep Wrangler. Stop noticing that one of the best characters of all time, Jin Sakai, was replaced with a butch lesbian who...
His story was finished, and they're not gonna tread the same fucking story that he already had. Does hers have like a little bit less depth than him? Sure, yeah, you can say that. I haven't played the games, but this is just what I hear from other people. But why would you finish all the story just to continue it again in another game? Like he could make a cameo, sure, or whatever, but that's like telling Grand Theft Auto to say, "Hey, you remember CJ from San Andreas? Let's do that shit again." No, they're gonna make another fucking story. His story's over. Like, what are we talking about?
Raises a child with another woman.
Oh, sorry, because it's female, I forgot.
An action that God hates.
God hates gay men, but we didn't say nothing. But God had nothing to say about gay men when it came to Julius Caesar, right?
Stop noticing that angry masculinity personified, Kratos, was replaced with the cuck of war.
Oh my god. Shout out to tonight. Alright. Like, what the fuck? Shout out to what's up, Crim? At the end of God of War 3, Kratos said, "Oh wait, my revenge arc is finished, and look what I did. Let me start a new life." And he became a father. He became a father again. But he said this time is going to be different. So, if you're like an angry man and you decide you want to turn to a family, are you telling me that all of a sudden you're going to just first nigga I see that even looks at my son with the slightest of eye, I'm going to rip his head off? That's not that's just dumb. That's just dumb. These are the same people who also, story-wise, wanted Kratos to like redeem himself for offing his family. So, now that he did that, we don't want him to continue on having a family? Is that what you're telling me right now? Because if that's what you're telling me, I need you to never make a video game in your life.
Who isn't even the main character in his own story anymore. Stop noticing that a muscly armed lesbian in Last of Us 2 literally killed Joel as the bagel director of the game held him down for a beating.
Okay. I'm not going to say that this was cool. I was not a fan of this, alright? For a couple reasons. More so story, not because female beat up man. That wasn't what I was mad about. I was mad because a guy who's, even if he's old, right? Has lived through this apocalypse and like this type of scenario for 20 plus fucking years. Right? And you could be like, "Oh, well, he kind of got soft or whatever." It was the same fucking thing in And Last of Us 1. It was the same fucking thing. Yeah, he got soft. When you spend 20 years behind a wall, it's like, as I say in Attack on Titan universe, they weren't scared of the Titans because they weren't scared of the Titans for 20 years because they went soft. They were behind a fucking wall. What are you talking about? But whatever. You know what? Next time, my dude. Next time, if you find yourself where you happen to see a butch lesbian and a cuck man, I'm gonna need you to call on their friends and have them jump you and see if you don't get hit the same way. I'm not reading that comment, Crim.
Stop noticing that the director is Jewish. Ellie's girlfriend is Jewish, and the entire game was stated by the director to be a metaphor for Israel.
Okay, it doesn't have to be a metaphor of that. Like even it says right here, he drew parallels. So it's not a metaphor. That's fucking different. He said that he draws like similarities, but it like a metaphor is like, hey, this thing represents this. No, he said he's just drawing parallels to it. What are you fucking talking?
Stop noticing that Peter is cucked by a woman and a black man.
Notice how he says mostly based and not, oh, it's based because it's Spider-Man. What made it not based? When the parts where you had to play as Mary Jane, was that the parts that weren't based? And even here, Spider-Man 2. There's 2 Spideys, so you're not just gonna play fucking Peter. And then on top of that, they didn't just say, here's Peter. Oh, all of a sudden here goes Miles. Like Miles was in Spider-Man 1, so it's gonna continue his story. Like you can play both Spideys. They both have their own 2 lives. And it's mostly going to follow Miles because guess what? Mr. Negative offed his fucking father. I forget exactly how that shit went. But he offed his father. He died. Why would I follow Pete trying to like maintain his school teacher life? I'm not saying I wouldn't want to play as Peter Parker. But if they're essentially saying, hey, Mr. Negative is still out there, the guy that offed Miles' dad, I want to know what the fuck's happening with that. What?
And in Spider-Man 2, and MJ somehow went for...
And the real thing, I was just about to say, the real thing you could even say about this game that people across the board didn't like was playing as Mary Jane. And that part is fair. But the other part of it too is like her gameplay compared to the other 2 guys was just very lackluster. But it's not because of that, it's because she's a woman though.
From being a journalist to a superhero because stunning and brave. Shall we do Xbox next? Stop noticing that based masculine characters like Marcus, Dom, and Cole were replaced by Kate Diaz. Stop noticing that Halo Studios like Marcus, Dom, and Cole were...
Was she even... I'm not even looking. Was she even the fucking... Of course this nigga says facts. Was she even the fucking main character? I don't even think she was the main character in that game, Gears of War 4. I don't even think she was the main fucking character. But she's female though, that's why. Shoutouts.
Replaced by Kate Diaz. Stop noticing that Halo Studios made Cortana ugly and Chief a simp.
So, in Halo 3, or sorry, in Halo in general, for those who don't know, Master Chief is a child soldier. And the only companion he had, like a very close companion that was always with him, was Cortana. I would be attached at the hip too if my only fucking human interaction that was like meaningful to me was Cortana. What are we fucking talking about here? Yeah, I know y'all think he's low-key spinning. Shut the fuck up.
Stop noticing that Halo Studios made Cortana ugly and Chief a simp. Stop noticing that they made the hero in Fable a woman.
You know, the hero in Fable, you know, the created character. That's the one you're playing. The created character is the one you're playing.
But guys, don't worry, there's totally not an attack on men right now. Stop noticing that based masculine Assassin's Creed protagonists were replaced with a black queer man and an ugly woman.
Didn't y'all hate I could have sworn y'all hated Valhalla. I could have sworn y'all hated Unity. And I think Unity was the one where you played as the twins. I could have sworn y'all hated Chronicles and Black Flag. I think, well, Black Flag at first people hated, but then they kind of like got into it or whatever. And he's talking about like today, oh, it's gay men in black and whatever. You know what's crazy? You know how you get this right here with the I forget his name. Yep, Yasuke. When you get Yasuke and whoever this guy is, I don't know. You know how you get to that point? You have to choose to get there. This is, I don't even know if this is canon or not. But you have to choose to get there. So based on your decisions, you had to kiss the man. So essentially, you went on your gay journey to be with another man. That was your choice. That was your choice. And I know some of these people always say like being gay is a choice. So you chose to be gay in the game. The game didn't tell you that this was canon or not. I don't believe so. So you chose to be gay. Oh, you're on listening? Yeah, I figured you were still at work.
East masculine Assassin's Creed protagonists were replaced with a black queer man and an ugly woman. Stop noticing that Silent Hill F is just feminist propaganda designed.
Oh, shit. So the last Silent Hill he played is Silent Hill 2. But the woke garbage is also Silent Hill 2. The new one. Quick question. Is it woke because she wasn't hot enough to grape? I just want to make sure that I understand. You know, I don't want to construe things, because from what I heard, that people don't like this character because she's not hot enough. And for her like story, metaphor, whatever thing, I forget how it goes with the Silent Hill. Her whole thing was that she was SA'd. So this is woke because she's not hot enough to get SA'd. Shoutouts. Yeah, I know you play Silent Hill F. Shut the fuck up.
And to make women hate the concept of marriage. Very subtle, by the way. There's a boss in this prop.
Hold on. Since you play Silent Hill F, tell me if this is what he's about to say. Tell me if it's correct. And be genuine, because I know how you're going to probably say something fucking stupid. Be genuine when I ask you this. Is this how this somewhat goes?
Propaganda designed to make women hate ugly woman. Stop noticing that Silent Hill F is just feminist propaganda designed to make women hate the concept of marriage. Very subtle, by the way. There's a boss at the end that's a wedding dress. Stop noticing.
Was that true? Is it true that the entire game is how women should hate marriage? Is that what the game is telling you? Because from what I was told, it was more so like there's a shift in the there's like it was in a time period that was like shifting from women being more independent or something. I don't remember exactly how it was, but I know it wasn't that. The game was talking about women she was forced into marriage. So yeah, so the boss fight is trying to fight against forced marriage. So that's what it was. It wasn't about hating men. It was about hating to get married into someone that you don't even care about. So is that what the story was? It wasn't about hating men though, right? For what he's claiming? It based about how women had rules and couldn't do their own shit. Right. But he's saying it's about hating men. Is Silent Hill F about hating men? In particular? Because that's what he's claiming. If I'm wrong, then hey, sure. Because it takes place in early Japan where forced marriage is worth it. Yeah, no, it makes sense. Like that's what the story is and everything. But was the story about hating men though? That's what I need to know. That's what I need to know right here, right now. That's what I need to know. Is that the case? There are mentions of hating men, but is the game about hating men? Like he's claiming like this game is woke because it's against men, when it should be about against forced marriage. So it might have some points on it, but it's not entirely the storyline. Okay, so he's just being retarded. Got it. Restarted. I'm sorry, Twitch. I'm sorry, YouTube. Restarted. He's being restarted. I apologize.
Noticing that after 3 Witcher games, very subtle, by the way, there's a boss at the end that's a wedding dress. Stop noticing that after 3 Witcher games starring Geralt, the new game we play exclusively as Ciri, who they just happen to make ugly and fat now.
Okay. So, first off, he taught her how to be a Witcher. So in Witcher 4, you know, where I'm pretty sure his story ended, they wouldn't go, let's keep going. Let's keep going with him, with Geralt. No, they're going to go with Ciri. or Surrey, or whatever, however you say your name, I forget. Say bye bye to hot Siri 2015 and like, pale, smooth skin and shit, right? And it's like, oh my gosh, she's ugly now, DEI. Hey, real quick, Andy shit gamer. Do you want to know what engine that Witcher 4 is going to run off of? Unreal Engine 5. Now, Rainbow, why is that important? Well, you know what gamers love to always fucking say? Thank you, Crimson Knight. So you know what gamers always talk about, especially like with all the advancements for gaming and shit. Gamers want games to be more and more and more realistic. So let me ask you this: if gamers want everything to be more realistic all the goddamn time, wouldn't they want to add more detail to faces and the character models in general? Which means in this game, you can even see it in Witcher 3, if anything. In these games, in the setting, they're not gonna have the most smooth baby oil skin. They're gonna look a little bit rough. And even then, she doesn't even look horrible. Like, you're making it sound like, oh, she must be lesbian. What are we fucking talking about? I play a game with the women protect, but okay, anyway, dude.
Could it be because of all the diversity consultants and cucked beta males that CDPR recently hired? Nah, couldn't be related. Stop noticing that you couldn't play as a woman or a minority in Call of Duty World at War 2008, and now you are forced to play as a woman and a minority in Black Ops 7. World at War 2000.
So, half of the people on the 2025 COD side are Battle Pass skins and what else besides Battle Pass? Battle Pass and bundle skins. So these are bundle skins. One of them he's showing is Nicki fucking Minaj. You're forced to play as Nicki Minaj. You're forced to play as I forget this guy's fucking name. Not Seth. It's oh my god, I forget his fucking name. You're not forced to play these two. I'm pretty sure she's probably Battle Pass or a bundle. I'm sure she is too. It definitely looks like it. I think the only like characters that are like characters is probably like the bottom 3. Because all these other ones look like they're not from the game, from 2025 COD. I could be wrong though, but I feel like those are not. These are all like skins and shit. Skins you don't have to buy, but you're forced to play as a female. You're forced. Oh my god, you're forced to play as someone who's black. You're supposed to play someone with melanin. Oh fuck. Right? That's what you're telling me. Say less. It fits the narrative though, right? It fits the narrative.
2008, and now you are forced to play as a woman and a minority in Black Ops 7. Stop noticing that you couldn't play as a woman or a minority in Battlefield 4, and now you are forced to play as a woman and a minority.
You wanna know what happens when I boot up a first-person shooter? You wanna know when I boot up when I find a first-person shooter? The first thing I'm not gonna see is the character I'm playing. You know the first thing I'm gonna see and think about? The person in front of me that I'm going to need to put 6 feet fucking under. The first thing I'm thinking of is, let me get to this objective real quick. That's the first fucking thing I'm thinking of. Now, if this was third person, your argument would still be fucking stupid, but at least you would kind of have a point. But then, at the same time, wouldn't be these the same guys who would want to play as a female character to look at their ass the whole fucking time? I swear you grifters are more gay than me. I'm so fucking for real. Y'all are more fucking gay than me, because all y'all talk about is wanting to play as a man all day. I fucking swear, leave that shit to me. God damn.
In Battlefield 6. Stop noticing that in World War Z,
what does grifting mean? It's essentially like going against the grain. Is essentially I could bring something up right now, but it's essentially like going against the grain. Like, you know how people would be like, that's an unpopular opinion? It's kind of like that. Wait, Grifter, a person who engages in petty and small-scale swindling. Okay, that's not. I saw him as a grifter who preys upon people. Okay. Oh, that's so fucking funny. That's actually what a grifter is supposed to be, but in, in relation. Oh wait, a person who swindles or tricks others out of money through scams and deception. I mean, Google tells you right there, but a grifter is a person who's like going against the grain, but they're essentially a con artist, yeah. Because it even says it right here. That's crazy. But yeah, just someone who goes against the grain is like, this is a popular opinion. Let me go the opposite of that. It's kind of like that. Let me go back.
Are forced to play as a woman and a minority in Battlefield 6. Stop noticing that in World War Z, all of the default characters you can...
Oh, so he has some points? Oh, so you're agreeing with the con man. Shout out stuff.
Can pick from are gay and black. Stop noticing that in World War Z, all of the default characters you can pick from are gay and black.
Nigga fucking and? Like, what? Are you gonna play the game? I doubt you were gonna play the game anyway, so shut up.
Stop noticing that every single film franchise has been cucked by a strong girl boss.
My nigga. I am not. Rather agree with the comment than... Okay, I'm not. Yeah, anyway. I am not letting this nigga get away with that one. I am not letting you get away with that one. Captain Marvel is not even like a relevant figure currently right now in Marvel. Not even a current fucking figure. Black Widow is dead, dog. And Wanda, like the last thing Wanda was in, I think was in Multiverse of Madness. And even then, she's kind of like by the wayside. Because her thing is done. Like, her character in and of itself, like what they did with her character, I don't like. Anyway, just like same with Captain Marvel. And with Shuri, who else is gonna be Black Panther? Be so fucking for real. Who else is gonna be Black Panther? When Chad died, when he's not with us no more, who the fuck else is gonna play as Black Panther? They did the only thing they really could do, which was have it be Shuri, right? Because the big black dude, the one with like the more Neanderthal tribe, from what I was told, I think he was like Black Panther for like a second, but he was like, I'm not about this Black Panther shit. And Killmonger was a prisoner. Yeah, let's make the king of Wakanda the prisoner. And he died in the movie. Or sorry, no, he didn't die in the movie. He was like in the aspiration in the movie, so like off screen he died or some shit. I don't remember exactly. Right? Who else is gonna be Black Panther, dog? And even then, she's not even like a main portion of it. When was the last time you heard about Black Panther besides the movie? Right? That made no fucking sense. Now you could probably give it with Star Wars, sure, but they did nothing with his fucking character. She was in like one movie, and like I think she died. And she's like the only one that's relevant among these two. Like, I don't even know who the fuck these two are. Actually, now that I think about it, I think she's from the TV show. I don't know. And even then, people didn't just like Rey. They also didn't like, what's dude's name? Adam Driver. I forget the dude's name. Like, they weren't even that much of a fan of him. And he's a guy. So automatically by default, that's not woke, but people weren't even a fan of that. It's because the movies weren't great. That's what it was. The movies just weren't great. Holy shit.
Boss woman. Stop noticing that movies that always starred men in the lead roles are all women now.
I could have fucking sworn that people like the Prey. What was this? Yeah, it's a movie. Correct me if I'm wrong. If anyone else has heard different, I could have sworn people like this new Prey movie. I could have fucking sworn. I could give you Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters. That was bad. Even the biggest fan of Ghostbusters, Angry Video Game Nerd, did not like this movie. So I could even give you that. If the biggest fan of Ghostbusters doesn't like the movie, I'm going to agree with him on that one. I'm going to assume like the way it looked and everything was pretty bad, so the movie flopped anyway. So wouldn't that be a victory for you? Is that it flopped? Mad Max I could have fucking sworn in Mad Max, he's not even the main. Mad Max isn't the main character. It's like this. It's like the same thing as saying, "Oh, the name of the game is Legend of Zelda, so Zelda's the main character." No, the main character is fucking Link. But I could have sworn Mad Max was the same fucking way. Furiosa. First of all, this is a fucking prequel. First of fucking all, FYI, and secondly, if I have a super successful movie starring the character, and I want to make another movie about her, considering that the entire arc of that movie was over, like they got to the other side, and they essentially said, "Hey, you know what? Everyone can have everything. It's not gonna be a dictatorship or some shit." What would the story be? The only thing you could do is go back. So in a prequel, it's not going to be about Mad Max. This is a prequel to this story. Y'all niggas don't think. Holy shit.
Predator, Ghostbusters, Mad Max, Marvel, Star Wars, etc. All women. Stop noticing that in Marvel Zombies last month, they replaced all the male superheroes.
Say what you will about what if and zombies and shit. You want to know what happens when you have a show called, and this is for zombies. He says for zombies, and it's for zombies, but it's still under what if. So you want to know what happens when you make something that's called what if? What if implies that you don't tread the same fucking story, but that you do something else. Like you think of like crazier shit. Like from what I've seen, like I forget what it was, but I saw like an intro where it showed like all other what ifs as like the opening to the show or whatever. And some of those do look more interesting. So I'm not gonna say like I like Marvel Zombies. I liked Marvel Zombies, right? But I can understand if like some of the other things look cooler or like they didn't hit quite right with some things from Marvel Zombies and what if. I could give it to you on that one, but saying like, oh, it's just all women and shit. They all pretty much, spoiler alert, they all fucking died. Like, what are we talking about here? They all fucking died. And look, hey, what happened to these guys? Dead. Or, well, he's, like, retired. Dead. Essentially retired. And I wish that the Love and Thunder also retired. And he's essentially retired, too. So, like, why would we go back? We've already done this with live action. Animated, do something the fuck else. Dumbass.
With girl bosses. Man, that's a lot of stuff I need you guys to stop noticing.
I already went through all these. I looked up Gorilla before, and they're the guys. He's saying Gorilla as a studio, but it was Killzone to Horizon. And you know what's crazy? They went woke. So why is Last of Us still making iterations of the same fucking game and people are still buying it? Why did they remake? Excuse me. Why did they remake Horizon and then still make bank off of it? They went woke, and yet Ghost of Yote in I think a couple weeks made over 1 million fucking copies. How much are they at now, actually? Ghost of Yote. How many copies did they sell? Ghost of Yote sales. 3.3 million copies in the first month. And remember, see this graveyard? So it means that they went woke at this time. So rip to the Ghost of Yote, Ghost of Tsushima devs. They went woke, so their studio is dead. And yet they made 3.3 million copies. Witcher, it said went woke in 2026. The game isn't even fucking out yet, nigga. The game ain't fucking out yet. What's Downhill 2's fucking sales numbers? Because remember, facts over feelings. Facts over feelings. Wait, sign. Downhill 2. Facts over feelings. 2.5. But it's a failure and it's woke and it's in the graveyard. Sure. Say less, my nigga.
So boys, on to the real question, why? Why is all of modern media, video games, and film against us? Keep watching, and I think the answer will surprise you. All right, boys, if you're like me, you Keep
You know what's crazy? He's showing all these games on the left, like from 2000 2015. That was when that was gaming's peak. And notice how all these games he chose are all shooters and or military. And sorry, GTA's in there. I forgot GTA's in there. Um, hey, real quick, you know what this looks like? It looks like you're a ball and gun nigga. Looks like you're a shooter game nigga. Like Medal of Honor, 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 Medal of Honor. All these Medal of Honors. You're no better than Call of Duty niggas. You are no fucking better. I don't want to fucking hear it. 2000 to 2015, there were a lot more games, and even you can even say similar games. There's a lot more games than just shooter games, dog, that you could have put up here to show your diversity. But here's the issue: it's not This isn't diverse, right? You can say like, well, where's manly games at? Why don't you show me diverse games, and you might have an argument, but you fucking don't. Go play some b-ball, go to fire range. Yeah, you already fucking
watching, and I think the answer will surprise you. All right, boys, if you're like me, you probably stay where bacterial gigantus feels like really lets airflow in.
My nigga, I'm already giving you some money by viewing your video. I'm not about to have you be like, hey, thanks to my sponsor.
And off on a shout out. Okay, back right now.
Awesome.
Why has the systematic attempt to erase men gotten so bad? To put it simply, it's because men are the guardians of everything that is good, beautiful, and true in society, and there are
so men men are the protectors of all that is good. So what about all that is... He'll probably say it, but what about all that's evil? Wouldn't that also be men too? Because if we're protecting good, someone's got to protect evil. That has to be men, right? Because men are the only ones that like go to wars and shit. Because this is the same type of guy that will be like, men go to wars. So wouldn't men also fight for something that's evil as well as good? Oh, whoops, wrong button.
Evil women out there who hate men and want to be in charge. It's as simple as that. Think about it. America was created by 56 men.
Yeah, white men that owned other men and women and children. Yeah, that's what we need to point out, right?
Every skyscraper, bridge, and cathedral was built by men. The electricity and plumbing and foundation of your house right now was built by men.
And women. Maybe not as much as men, but women were there too.
Who do governments send to fight wars? And
they were especially there because, you know, we gave them jobs.
Plumbing and foundation of your house right now was built by men. Who do governments send to fight wars and save women from burning buildings? Men.
Of course you mentioned men go to war. Hey, listen, buddy. I'm gonna need you to stop making YouTube videos. I'm gonna need you to go to the next Middle Eastern war we're probably gonna have. Or somewhere. Just, you know what, matter of fact, let's all go to our local recruitment office and sign. All men need to go to war, because that's what men do. Men go to war. So let's just all sign to go into the army right fucking now. Put the camera down. I'll click end stream right now. Let's just all do that, right? Right.
Men are the creators and sustainers of civilization itself, and we've done it for tens of thousands of years. But as Bill Burr said one time, feminism views male patriarchy as a box of chocolates. Equal pay and being in charge of video games? Yeah, we'll take some of that. Digging ditches and roofing in the summer? Nah, y'all can keep that. Feminism at its heart is a jealousy of God-given male authority, and it is a desire to take away male authority and put women in charge. You can see this all going back to the story of Adam and Eve in the garden. Satan knew that if he came after Adam directly, his neck would get snapped. But if he was able to trick Eve, then he could get control of Adam through Eve. Satan is the father of feminism, and Satan was the first feminist.
Holy shit. No fucking way you just said that shit. Not only that, when you say Satan rarely attacks you directly, he tries to make you sin via a woman. Women are what makes us sin, boys. He's cracked the code. Women are the sin, you know, they're born from our ribs and shit, but women are the sin. Say less.
Through Eve. Satan is the father of feminism, and Satan was the first feminist. This is why none of us should watch porn or support.
Who buys Playboy? If I catch anybody buying Playboy magazines, I'm gonna need you to pull out your fucking smartphone and I can show you the many fucking free websites that are out there. If someone goes to a store to buy the Playboy magazine, someone needs to get that nigga a MacBook. No fucking way you just put Playboy. OnlyFans, I can give you. Playboy? Stop. You fucking boomer. Stop.
OnlyFans or Pornhub. Porn is literally Satan getting control of you through a woman. But jumping into video games, I want to talk about how these degenerate troll of you through a woman. But jumping into video games.
So the fat women in games conference 2025. Skinny, 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 skinny. Oh, they're actually skinny. And here's the thing, right? You're like, Rainbow, you're only 5 minutes into an 18-minute video. You're just constantly picking and choosing like all these small little things for like editing and shit. And you're right, I am. But you wanna know why? Because they do the same fucking thing. So I'm just matching their energy. So if matching their energy means like, oh my gosh, like you're being so rude and shit. I'm just matching your energy, dog.
I want to talk about how these degenerate bulldykes were able to do this in so many game studios. Now, first and foremost, I want to make it clear that beta cuck men opened the door for this. Phil Spencer, Herman Hulst, Yves Guillemot, Neil Cuckman, Corey Barlog, all pussified men who hired women to be in leadership positions at game studios.
I mean, not really. It was more like they're probably hired by their merit. And here's the thing. A lot of these companies, when it comes to like the qualifications, a lot of times it comes down to what they study in school. And from what I know is that a lot of these, a lot of like the degrees to be in gaming, because I've looked into this once like a long time ago, so maybe it changed. When I was a kid, was like you have to, it's not in the math category. I think you had to be up to like calculus or some shit. I don't remember exactly, but I knew like you had to be high in math, and I think you had to like be high in science or some shit. So, and if we take into account that more women enter colleges than men, wouldn't that lead you to believe that if there is a whole thing with like there's just so many women in these studios and not men, is because like all the people who are coming into it new went to college, right? You can't do that with.
Specifically, let's look at some of the key ones involved. Kim Belair. Kim was hired.
I think maybe he mentioned earlier about like, jobs. Women. Oh yeah, he did. Women like don't want to be in these jobs. It's because that's not what they went to school for. So why would they? Type of thing. Like, are you going to jobs where you fucking what's the word? Are you going to jobs where you're fucking putting down houses and shit? You're not. So shut the fuck up.
Hired and promoted at Ubisoft to push her anti-male, anti-white, satanic propaganda in all of the games she touched. Her team at Sweet Baby Inc. is featured in videos like this.
Over 2,000 video games are produced every year in Canada. The industry makes over $3 billion every year by creating new games, but marginalized people seem to always get the shorter end of the stick.
Can somebody tell me what reality this woman is living in? Last I checked.
Okay, alright. Well, hold on. Okay. Taking it a little too literal, but let's take it literal. So she's talking about how like there's so many games out there, and there's just not a lot of marginalized storylines. So basically, AKA like there's not a lot of black main characters, female main characters, and shit. So if I wanted to make my own shit, right, and I notice, hey, there's not a lot of this, that, and the third. Let me do it. So then at that point, wouldn't it be like, if I want to make this diverse thing, we need more diverse things. Let me start making it. All of a sudden now it's like, you guys just want everything under control. Like what? We just want more of the thing that we're looking for. And the crazy part is he's talking about like, these Xbox exclusives. Look at these Xbox exclusives from 2021 till now. And notice how you can only fit it on one fucking page. So it's not even by much anyway. And even if you go by that, You niggas didn't buy South of Midnight. You niggas hated Flintlock. And I heard it was actually like a decent game. Not a great game, but it was decent. This fucking died. And Redfall, I believe Redfall was the Left 4 Dead thing, right? Let me check. I swear it was. Redfall. It's the guys who made, I literally think it was the guys who made Left 4 Dead. Let me see. Let me just make sure. Could be wrong here. Oh, they were supposed to make Blade. Oh, that didn't fucking happen. Dishonored? Oh, they made Dishonored? And this was, fuck's name. I know this one's, I think Prey. Let's see, wait. Yeah, they're supposed to make, oh, Deathloop. That was the game. So all they made was Prey and Dishonored. And that's it. They just made Prey and Dishonored, bro. What? Wait, what? Yeah, okay, yeah. Redfall was literally supposed to be the Left 4 Dead but vampires, and that shit fell through. You know, not because there's a female, it's because it was not a good Left 4 Dead game. And I think this was supposed to be the BioShock game. I never even heard of this one. Actually, no, I take that back. I have heard of it, but like, it was such like a non-thing. Let me see. When did it even fucking come out? Wait, what? It's upcoming? So the game ain't even out yet, dog. I looked up these ones earlier. This right here is 2021. I didn't even know this game fucking existed. If I did, it was such like a non-thing to me. It was like probably like I saw it like in a direct, and I was like, oh, that looks pretty cool. I looked up this trailer earlier, or not earlier. Sorry, I've looked up the trailer before. And he's talking about, oh, there's a black female on the thumbnail, so it's woke. State of Decay is a multiplayer game, first and foremost, and secondly, the first character you see that pops up in this trailer is a white guy, and he's not the main character, and she's not the main character. It's a multiplayer game. Just FYI. So, if you want to talk about main female protagonist, take State of Decay off. Take off Redfall. It may be Clockwork, but I don't know too much about that game. Oh, well, sorry. We don't know about that game because it hasn't even fucking come out yet. So actually, yeah, take off Clockwork. So you took off 3 out of the 6. Oh, but there's so much diversity, guys. Too much, right?
Every single effing game had a gay, disabled black girl boss in it. So this whole marginalized people are getting cut out, like, it's just bullcrap now.
The importance of seeing this character's tits is more important than protecting their lungs.
Video game corporations
we've all had that discussion of like, why can't female body armor be full plated? That's such like a non-thing, dude. Whether you like it full plated or not, I'll take either. If woman hot, I don't fucking care. That's like that should not even have been in the video. That's just like such a non-thing.
have been repeating their recipe for success, but diversity has now become the missing ingredient.
I need to know where that video came from, because I bet you it's from like, it's like an offhand comment on like a game that they're making or some shit. Like, fuck off.
Or adversities, like movies, you can have some form of, misrepresentation of mental illness.
Guys, are you starting to see how gay race communism ruins everything? They poke their Jewish...
Oh, here we go. Right. It's the strong slayer of a variation of Ripley, or Ripley's. Is it Ripley or yeah, I think it's Ripley, right? The space dragon. I forget how to say his name, but the slayer of the various versions of that villain. That's the one that's woke, right? Yeah. What else did he say? Like, I lost my train of thought after that came up. So hold up.
Form of, you know, misrepresentation of mental illness.
Guys, are you starting to see how gay race communism ruined?
Oh, that's what I was saying. Yeah, gay race communism. Like, just anything that isn't like wider male. That Ridley. I don't know why I kept like I knew like I was thinking of alien when I said Ripley, but I'm like I know like it's not supposed to be spelled that way, but it feels like it should be. But yeah, Ridley. Thank you.
Everything. They poke their Jewish head into your hobby and say, "You need some diversity in here." I mean, the
They poke their Jewish. Wow. Okay.
government of Canada.
Wait, how subsidies helped Montreal become the Hollywood of video games? Yeah, because the only studio in Montreal is Ubisoft, who's a big company. But Ubi gets mass tax breaks for hiring a diverse workforce. Translation, we hate whites. Every company has diversity hires. It's just inevitable, whether we like it or not, and I'm not a fan of it. It's okay. What Jews got to do with anything? Hey, you know what? Why don't you go to this comment section and ask them? Please do. Niggas reaching. This entire video is reaching.
Engages in institutional theft by giving these companies tax breaks for having a diverse workforce. Have you ever wondered why these women and Jews never want diversity on an oil rig or diversity?
Where's your diversity in the oil rig? You know what? How about this? We go and get those trade jobs. We go to the trade schools and shit so we can get these jobs. Because here's the thing. Women go to college more than men. I forget what the fuck it's... Maybe it changed. The last time I checked, it was definitely way more women. Wait, what's the percentage of women versus men in college? Women make up the majority of college students, about 57 to 59% of total enrollment compared to men, who make up about 41 to 43. So there's a lot less men enrolling into colleges, and a lot of these degrees for like gaming and for like not heavy lifting jobs require math and shit, which in these types of jobs, it's not that huge of a factor as far as I'm aware. It's like, hey, construction. Like, what? As long as Nintendo doesn't decide it, I'm not reading the rest of that. Oh, shit. Anyway.
In the construction business or diversity on deep sea welding? No, because none of them have done an actual day of work in their life, because for them, this is all about getting power.
Just like saying their mass, they want to control. They want societal control. If women have societal control, because this is talking about gaming, by the way. If women have societal control, then the state of the world that we're in shouldn't really be a thing. Shout outs, though.
Satan wants power and influence, and you do that through media, and you do that through video games. But furthermore, we might ask the question, if video games are played...
According to okay, whoa, you fucked up here. According to a Capcom study last year, gamers are 82% men. According to Capcom, by the way, this is the same company that is known for Street Fighter, for Monster Hunter, for Resident Evil. Those are the ones that we're talking about when it comes to 82% men. If gaming was 82% full of men, then honestly, there should be a lot of games right now that isn't as popular as they are. If men, because in his brain, 80% of men are gamers, so obviously you would want to go for the higher percentile of, I make game, let's appeal to the biggest audience we have, which would be men in his case, right? Men in his case. So why aren't games more popular? that do go for men. Oh, right, because they're not popular for other reasons besides just it's men versus women, right? And he's talking about Capcom, so you're not even talking about gaming in general. So you look dumb anyway. Like, what are we?
By 90% men, as this Capcom study shows, why is it wrong to go after your demographic? I mean, Hallmark, Lifetime, Ulta.
So Hallmark, so all the things he says on the left are allowed to create products for women, but the ones on the right, EA, Ubisoft, Activision, Xbox, PlayStation, they're not allowed to create products aimed at men, because they're trying to aim it at everybody. The ones you see on the left of like Lifetime and shit, you want to know what type of movies and shows they make? Romance, typically. So guess what romance shows and shit? Guess what guess the gender that consumes that more. I'm gonna give you a hint. It's the ones with a couple bags on their chest. That's the ones that consume romance more. Sitcoms. Gaming encompasses everybody because there's a diverse amount of type of games and types of characters and shit. That's like saying that BET can make things for black men, but what about for fucking white men? Black. It's in the name. Their channel is specifically with black movies and shit. So they're going to appease to black people. Right? That's a specific type of thing. Gaming is not just men. If it was just men, there would be a lot of video games that I grew up with, that you grew up with, that the people who are watching the stream grew up with, that would not be a fucking thing. They would not be a fucking thing. You're dumb.
They aim their marketing efforts at women, but video games being made for men? Oh, we can't have that now, can we? All right, so at the end of this video, I want to give you guys some practical things we can do to end women infiltrating video games. But right now, I want to talk about 3 games infested with feminism and how you can avoid these games at all costs. Number 1, Ghost of Yotei.
The thing we just talked about earlier, I'll let him burn. Not cook. I'll let him burn the plate.
If you meet a guy who bought Ghost of Yotei, just know that you're not talking to a man anymore. You're talking to a biological male with a pocket vagina who cosplays as a woman. Never has there been a more brazen feminist move than replacing based hero Jin Sakai with an ugly lesbian girl boss.
So, by what he just said, he showed it earlier. It's literally Ghost of Tsushima with a girl boss instead. That's it. So, you want to know what happens in Ghost of Tsushima? You cut up niggas like you're playing Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. If you're telling me that this is Ghost of Yotei but female, it means I'm still cutting up niggas like it's fucking Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. And in Revengeance, it's Raiden, who's basically like, in some ways, he's essentially a femboy, right? But you're playing as a man and you're cutting up niggas. Did people give a fuck about that? Yes. They didn't give a fuck about Raiden, though. You wanna know what else they give a fuck about? Senator Armstrong punching with nanomachines, son. That's what they fucking care about. If I bought this game right now, I wouldn't care about who I'm playing unless I'm thinking about the story. Which I heard the story isn't even that great anyway. Or it's like very cookie cutter. Apparently she's just a crash out in the game. Like she's just, these guys offed someone I love, I'm gonna go off those guys. Like that's essentially the story. I know like Jin was, it was a little more dynamic. This is what the Alex sound like to you? Yes, this is exactly how y'all sound to me when it comes to shit like this. This is exactly how y'all sound. Like I'm here, I'm just there to cut up niggas. Like if you say like the story sucks, and I watch it and I'm like, okay, you know the story isn't that great. I'll give that to you. But to be like, oh, it's girl boss, so it's woke. I'm trying to cut up niggas.
this move than replacing base hero Jin Sakai with an ugly lesbian girl boss. While the combat in Ghost of Tsushima was always a bit slow for me compared to the FromSoft games, let's be honest, you really are there for the story and all the based feudal Japanese stuff.
No, you fucking didn't. He just literally contradicted himself. He's like, well, the game was a little slow for me, but you're here for the story. You're there to be a fucking samurai dog. Stop bullshitting. If you're saying it's slower than FromSoft games, you're there. You're essentially thinking of like, oh, it's like kind of like FromSoft, how it's like Dark Souls. So you're thinking of combat. So you're not thinking of the story. You're just gamers like him skip cutscenes. I know you fucking do. You're only if you are not a content creator, I promise you this will be the type of nigga that will skip the cutscenes. I know that for a fucking fact. But you gotta look to grift and everything, so you gotta find like the most small, minute fucking detail and shit. And this nigga's talking about some, oh shit, bro, like, you're playing as a female though.
Well, historicity has been completely thrown out the window with Yote, just like Ubisoft did by...
Authenticity doesn't matter. There were women that were ninjas. They were called konichis. There are women who disguise themselves as men to fight in wars and shit. In this time period, and you want to know, there's a particular animated series that people love. People love this movie, right? And it's a Disney movie too. So back when they weren't woke, right? Back when they weren't woke, that had a similar type of thing to this. I'll give y'all a hint. It has what's his name as the dragon? I think Chris Tucker. It has Chris Tucker as the dragon. I'll let y'all marinate on what the fuck that movie was, because it's essentially this, or the same type of energy. I'll let you marinate on that one though.
Putting a Braca man in AC Shadows. See guys, because history doesn't matter. Authenticity doesn't matter. What matters is us projecting our own horrible Western politics on...
What matters is that I'm playing a fucking video game. Yes, you can say everything's political, because I know he just essentially said that. I'm playing a fucking video game. Why would I give a fuck about, oh my god, this is why I hate graphic gamers over game, or this is why I hate people who always think about graphics instead of gameplay. Bro, I'm not there to fucking... People say video games are an escape. So I'm trying to escape other shit. So you know what I bought the game for? I could cut up niggas? Oh hell yeah, I'm gonna buy it to cut up niggas. That's what I'm here for. So like unless I'm actively looking at the story and shit, I'm there for the gameplay. Yeah, but in a video game I'm trying to dodge the... Okay. Real world is already infested. Video games might get away from this end. I don't want to cut up niggas. Jesus Christ.
A 1600s game. So right off the bat, the entire premise of a female assassin who can take down a...
No. This is how I know he was just looking to grift. There are no female assassins in Japan history capable of taking out samurai. None, right? I mean, you have 254,000 subscribers. Let's do some research. Let's do some research. Known female Konichi. Or famous, yeah, that's the word I'm trying to think of. Famous. Mizuchi Chiyomi, who said have created a network of female spies, fictional characters like okay, they really said Tsunade and Fatal Fury. What the okay, come on, dude. Okay, maybe I should famous Konichi in history. Let's do that. They're just giving me everybody. Who is this? Female ninja from the Edo period associated with... I'm not even going to say this name. She was said to be the founder of a specific school of ninjutsu, and her knowledge was passed down through scrolls. So, why does it give me fucking Naruto again? What the fuck? Okay. So, there are famous Konichis in history And they would also be famous if they, you know, took down other niggas like men and shit. They might not have done the same way as here, which is still doubtful, but they still did it. So the fact that you're saying there is no female assassins don't fight you directly anyway, but they weren't capable of taking down samurai, you're actually stupid. Like, holy shit. And that took me using just Google AI. Imagine if I actually dug deep.
A trained samurai is completely ridiculous, and I could never play this game with a straight face without laughing. Now you might say to me, but Andrew, you never had a problem with Bayonetta. Yeah, dude, Bayonetta is not trying to be historical. Ghost of Yotei claims to be historical, so completely different. Trying to be historical. Ghost of Yotei.
Oh, so it's only... So, wait. Wouldn't Bayonetta be woke, though? At that point, because doesn't she still kind of fit some of the criteria? Like, she's beating up on, I forget the dude's name. I know it's not Cheshire, but that's what she calls him. She beats on him all the time. Wouldn't that just be saying like, oh, it's woke because all these females are beating up the one male guy or one male character? But that's not the case because you're not there for that. You're there to off a bunch of angels and demons between your fucking thighs. Okay, like that's what you're fucking there for. Like, what are we talking about? You're essentially saying it's woke. Like, oh, this isn't woke because it's like Devil May Cry, but it gets my dick hard. That's what you're essentially fucking saying. What the fuck are you on? And I bet you. I'm not gonna look it up because honestly, it'll probably actually no, it wouldn't be hard to find. I was gonna say it's gonna be hard to find. You know what? I'm gonna see something. I'm gonna see if it says it. If it doesn't say it, then I might give it to you. But I need to see if it says it. Let me see. Title sequence. Okay, so it's not like I thought it would have been like you know how in Assassin's Creed it would be like, this is like based on historical events or some shit? I thought it kind of be like that. So it doesn't even say that.
Yotei claims to be historical, so completely different. So now that they've committed to their fictional girl boss who never existed, the least they could do is pick a voice actor or mocap actress who could believably take down a man. Plenty of rough-looking Chinese and Japanese female MMA fighters who could believably maybe...
Wait. What? They women, yeah. Can you like, this is a guy with over 200,000 subscribers and you put they. Cool. The women couldn't, or he's probably trying to say these. These women couldn't take out a samurai, but they could beat a very weak man. You have to be on the spectrum, but not the one but like on a completely different level, dude. You fight these women, and if you win, shout outs. If you don't, then you must be the very weak man.
We take out one guy, but this is who they chose as their voice actress and mocap artist.
Hey, maybe because she's actually like a voice actor. Like, what? That mocap has to use the person, and they're not going to use like a random UFC fighter that's like, okay, besides MK11, they're not going to use a random fucking, they're not going to use like Ronda Rousey to use for mocap and for movement. They got to use the one person. So if their stunt double doesn't look like her, they're going to use her. Like, well, what? And even saying like, oh, well, like women like her couldn't do it. She just did it because it's mocap. It's supposed to follow their movement.
What should we call this body type? Never missed a meal? Sitting in a chair all day? They prick her finger and Hot Pocket filling is going to come out. But it gets worse. They gave 5 different fighting styles to her, and none of them could believably be practiced against a group of men by a woman today. I have and none of them could.
Why can't it be practiced by women? It's okay. Even if that is the case, it's a fucking video game where I get to cut up niggas with spears, dual swords, katanas, and kusarigama, which I think that's like a flail.
Could believably be practiced against a group of men.
A biological woman couldn't even do this. They can. You just don't see it because all you're thinking of is like, do they have 2 balloons on their chest? They can't pick up a sword? What the fuck?
By a woman today. I have a buddy who's been in martial arts his entire life, and he explained to me that it's literally impossible for a woman to wield katanas the way that Atsu does in yokai. Women simply lack the upper body strength.
They like women like the upper body strength. Like they just can't carry swords. You're playing a video game where you can change the fucking... You can get a kill and it changes it to black and white. Yeah, you like this guy? Yeah, of course you like this guy.
It's not possible. But again, physics and reality don't matter when you gotta get your stunning and brave on. Also, as the cherry on top, it also happens that the voice actress of Atsu is, of course, a satanic Antifa leftist who just said that she is part of Antifa on Twitter.
Who cares? Like, dude, having this mentality must be so fucking miserable. Like actually. Like, I'm not saying you can't point shit out like this because if I say that, you can essentially say looking into anything political could make you miserable, which, sure, fair enough. But, like, you're looking at, like, such... I feel like these are, like, such minute things that... You know what? Actually, let me stop myself. Rainbow, stop yourself. It's rage bait.
Also, should you be even remotely attracted to this woman, they made sure to put the most dog ugly outfits in the game imaginable.
She doesn't look bad,
because
though.
men are evil and must be punished for their God-given desires. So how have the Jewish-owned YouTubers and media conglomerates been responding to this game? 10 out of 10. Replacing a man with a woman, so unique. Ghost of Yotei, so beautiful. Screenshot, screenshot, screenshot. So this applies equally to all of the games I'm talking about today. But guys, if you see a YouTuber supporting Ghost of Yotei, we should treat them the way we treated traitors in World War II. The men of Reddit still pushing feminism in 2025 have pocket vaginas, and we shouldn't even acknowledge these guys as men anymore. I'm talking about Mighty Keef, Actman, Bellular, Shillup, Luke.
Okay, no. You're not fucking with Mighty Keef. You're not fucking with him, bro. No. Actman, yeah. Oh yeah, no, you're just angry. Like satanic. Nah. If I had to claim one, it'd be Mighty Keef, bro. Like he makes funny skits. Fuck you. All right. The fuck. Like I support this group. Y'all can do whatever you want. I support this group. Satan. That's what that sounds like.
Stevens, Reforged Gaming, Rhino, Shinobi, all of these dudes are beta cucks. These dudes aren't men, they're women cosplaying as men, and we should deal with them accordingly. Number 2, The Witcher 4.
Can you get... Dude, look at this shit.
We should deal with them accordingly.
Can you at least get a screenshot? Can you at least upscale the fucking resolution of this screenshot, dog? Look how fucking blurry this is. Like, what? I'm using 1080/60 HD right now. That's what it's auto on for quality. What the fuck is this, dude? This is a guy that has over 200,000 subscribers. If people really watched my video, like this was the video I had, and people watched this, by the time they got here, they probably would have clicked off because it's low quality. But you can get away with it because you have 200,000 subscribers. Oh.
Number 2, The Witcher 4. So I've seen a few people simping...
A game that's not out yet, by the way. It's not out yet.
...for Ciri in Witcher 4, and I'm sorry, I just don't think you guys have been paying attention. Ciri is actually much more powerful than a Witcher. She's a mage with Elder Blood, so she's way more powerful than a Witcher. So why would Ciri ever want to be downgraded to being a Witcher? Well, because stunning and brave, of course, and because women gotta do everything a man can do.
Wasn't she following, what's his name, Geralt, which is a Witcher, and he taught her everything he knew? So I know there's somebody, I think there's one person I know that actually knows about Witcher. Maybe I should ask him. Or I'm pretty sure I did ask him before, I don't remember. But I could have sworn, like, if you're following somebody, and you're more powerful than them, but you follow them, you would follow in their footsteps, which means you would, if she was following a Witcher, wouldn't she also just be a Witcher at that point? maybe I'm the idiot. I could have sworn like if you follow somebody and you do what they tell you, that you'll become what they are. I could have sworn that's the case. Also, it's called Witcher. Like, of course she's gonna be a Witcher dog.
It's like if you were the garbage man at a company and your wife was the CEO cucking you, and one day she showed up and was the garbage man just to embarrass you. This is essentially what they're doing with Girl Boss Ciri. The other ridiculous thing is that the trial of grasses, which every Witcher has to undergo, would have definitely killed her, as it kills basically every woman who's tried it. This is why basically only men can be Witchers. But is this not the most...
But isn't she only a Witcher by name? If she is a Witcher, if it's to be believed, isn't she only just a Witcher by name? Like, because as you said, she's more powerful than a Witcher. Why the fuck would she go why would she go through any trials to be a Witcher if she's already more powerful than a Witcher? She's just going at it by name at that point, right? Like this is what I'm talking about. Like the game isn't even fucking out yet, and it's all these assertions that have little facts. Like I need somebody who knows about The Witcher to be in this chat at this current moment. I really do. I'm really fucking curious.
2025 ass game ever that we have to make Ciri a Witcher who does the trial of grasses just to show men that she can do everything a man can do, even if that thing is chemical torture. The cherry on top is, of course, that they had to make her ugly. Gone is the completely freaking beautiful young Ciri.
She got older. Isn't she older at this point? We don't even know her age. What's her age? God damn. What is Ciri's age in The Witcher? So in The Witcher 3, she's 21. Or in Witcher 4, she'll likely be in her early 20s. And so it'll probably be like it'd be like 3-4 years max on how old she is. So she got older. And you can even tell, like, it kind of looks like the same person. But once again, it's in another engine, so it looks more detailed. Okay, Krim. Hard anyway.
Ciri from Witcher 3. She looks like she smoked Camel Reds for every day for 20 years. Yikes. But boys, uglification of women is directly from the leftist playbook. Every woman must be an ugly lesbian girl boss, and they all must be more powerful than men. Another thing I don't think people have considered is how so much of Witcher 3 was fun specifically because you're playing as a man. You're a badass, you're having romances with women, etc. Think about it. All of that is gone in Witcher 4 because you're playing as a woman now.
He was a bad... So, is Kratos a badass for getting a bunch of women in one particular scene of God of War 2? Or was he just cool because he was destroying all these gods as one man? It's the trope of a one-man army. In the Witcher series, you're playing a one-man army. That's why he's a badass, not because he gets all these women. What?
No more flirting with Yennefer. No more flirting with Triss. No more flirting with Kira Metz. Because you're a woman now, guys. You're not Geralt.
What, but a woman can't flirt with those other women? I thought that constitute a badass? I'm not even gonna dignify those comments right now.
I feel like people have just sort of accepted the idea, oh yeah, it makes sense to play as Ciri now. And nobody has really thought about how actually unfun it is to play 200 hours being forced to play as a woman. Another thing that lets me know how horribly woke Witcher 4 is going to be is all of...
This is also the same guy that played Bayonetta, by the way. It said Bayonetta was fine. Same guy.
The political activists who are working on it now. As you can see in the photo here, all of the based white dudes who made Witcher 3 have been fired, and they all left to go form a separate studio. So who's left to work on Witcher 4? Well, women and gay men, of course. In 2023, things took a really dark turn for CDPR when they launched their new Diversity and Inclusion initiative. Witcher 4 recently hired as its senior writer this chick Mary Kinney, who worked on such woke disasters as Spider-Man 2 at Insomniac. Mary recently said,
didn't people really love Spider-Man 2? A female wrote the game. That's why it's woke. Oh God.
There are so many LGBTQ developers, and we want what players want, to design experiences that tell the player, we're here, we're important, and we belong. Implying, I suppose, that she is a degenerate, God-hating lesbian as well. With regard to LGBTQ inclusion,
God-hating lesbian. I just thought about this. Isn't this the same nigga that cheated on his wife? Oh.
she said this: we need to pull every lever we have. Characters, community support, mechanics to make it so. This woman is basically a propaganda activist who hates men and wants to push her anti-white, anti-male agenda. But nah, bro, Witcher 4 is totally gonna be based. Totally, don't even worry about it. Next, CDPR hired this guy, Kian Marr, to be a lore designer for Witcher 4. He's previously written for The Gamer and IGN, which are both incredibly woke. The dude is a satanic homosexual, and he said this: people would rather be bigoted and blame the fact they're straight white men on their inability to get a job than, the fact they're not quite as good a writer as they'd like to think, which ironically is a byproduct of unfounded straight white man confidence. Somebody said this on Twitter: in 2020, I want muscle so I can effectively punch gamers and also so I can carry cute people and dogs of any size easily. Kian replied, I didn't realize until this tweet, but this is now also what I want. Assuming he wants...
You took that, you took the most out of context, joke, tweets and shit, to be like, see guys, he's into Satan. Nigga, I make jokes about wanting to punch gamers, because gamers are fucking annoying. What? Dude. And he's a lore designer. So he's a lore designer, and him talking about writing and how you niggas can't write for shit, I'd be talking shit too. What are we on?
To punch gamers. Bro, why are you working at a game studio if you're publicly saying that you hate gamers? I don't get it.
Gamers hate gamers. What's that clip? Hold up. He's really taken this quote that I'm about to click, he's taken this quote way too literal.
With the glass ceiling broken, all the oppressed groups shall prosper, especially the most oppressed group of all, gamers.
He's taken that way too fucking literal, dude. Gamers hate gamers. It's not always the gamers, but it's always that one gamer. It's that type of thing, bro. We make fun of each other all the time. The same thing with black people. We always hate black people. Black people hate black people the most because we criticize each other the most. Just like with gamers. Gamers hate gamers the most because gamers critique gamers harder than everybody else.
So yeah, guys, Witcher 4 is going to be a woke disaster, and I would say there's absolutely no hope for this game, and it's cooked already. Number 3, Control by Remedy Studios. Do you remember in the 2000s when Remedy made based games like Max Payne? Yeah, those days are long gone. So in 2019, when Control first came out, I think everything hadn't been girl-bossed yet, and so we were much more open to stuff like this. But now that every game has an ugly feminist girl boss, it's really hard for me to go back and play this game without throwing up in my mouth a little bit. Seriously, try to play Control now, and you'll notice that it's an ugly feminist girl boss.
I did play Control, actually. And I wasn't there when it first came out. And it's still a good fucking game. I didn't think to myself, oh my gosh, he's killing all these men. It was just a good fucking game with good game mechanics. Even he was essentially saying oh yeah, the game was decent when it came out, but now that I'm in this community and I know about all the wokeness in gaming, I just can't play the game again. Nigga, you were only playing military shooters anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter. What are you talking about? I could easily go back to other games that I probably disagree with or didn't find fun, back then, and sorry, I take that back. I could probably go back to games that probably don't fit my worldview anymore, but still enjoy the fucking game. What? Like, what are we fucking on?
Who's just completely unlikable. My whole thing about video games is that femininity should be a feature rather than a bug. Lara Croft is a badass and she uses her femininity and sexiness to her advantage rather than just trying to do everything a man can do.
Oh, no, you fucking did it. No, you fucking did it. Keep in mind, earlier in the video, talking about how women can't do this, that, and the third when he said Ghost of Tsushima. And remember, he even contradicted himself in the first couple of sentences back. But even then, he's talking about how are women able to take down the guy and that guy, even if they use their sexiness to their advantage. How can they possibly do that? But it's Lara Croft though, so she's an exception. But it's also the same guy that thought Bayonetta was a good game. And also in that game, the women were beating up the guy that couldn't see them. Same guy, by the way.
Another thing is that women have unique powers that men don't have. Namely, they can tempt men and get them to do what they want. That is an undeniable power of women, and it is one that's often used in evil ways. But instead, what we're trying to do in video games today is just so desperately hard to...
It's evil to use your sexiness. It's evil. I'm gonna look it up, but I'm pretty sure this is the same guy that lost his wife.
Prove that women can do everything men can do, and it's very boring. And you even see this dysfunction in modern...
There's a lot of tropes in writing that needs to die. Like, it's not exclusive to a gender, bro. There's a lot of tropes that need to fucking die. Or at the very least needs to be, what's the word I'm thinking of? Subverted.
In society today, women are foregoing being moms at home so they can work in a corporate soulless job, just like men. What women have completely forgotten is that being a female is a feature, not a bug. You're more than just a copy of a man. You're a woman. And a female can create 20 more people.
Wait, it's boring when a woman in a game acts like a man, but being female is a feature, not...
This is the most powerful thing that a woman can do, and it's incredible. Our society has women actually lowered in their importance in society because they're just trying to copy men, and it's sad. This is kind of random, but my wife and I were watching The Mask last night with Jim.
Oh my god, it's so funny that he fucking even brings up his wife and all this. Let me go back.
He has women actually lowered in their importance in society because they're just trying to copy men. And
so okay, you know what this nigga wants? He wants to go back to Jim Crow days. He wants to go back before women suffrage. That's what he wants. That's what this guy wants. I'm not even gonna fucking cap, bro. That's what this guy wants. He wants to go back to before women's suffrage and Jim Crow era. I'm not even fucking joking, though. Holy. Women want to be men so bad. Graham, shut up.
It's sad. This is kind of random, but my wife and I were watching The Mask last night with Jim Carrey and Cameron Diaz, and I was chuckling when Jim Carrey turns into a cartoon wolf because he's so attracted to Cameron Diaz. This used to be like a major plot point in movies and games. Women's power was always the power of seduction. Men were the ones doing the fighting and killing.
But that's evil, guys. But that's satanic.
And honestly, ask any woman, and if they're honest, they would rather be attractive to men rather than be out there fighting and killing. Our society has sold women a lie that they will find fulfillment in copying men, and it's just not true. I hate to say it, but your grandpa was right. Giving women the right to vote was the first step in the satanic feminism taking over society we see today.
What the fuck are you? Oh my god. Oh. This is the guy you agree with, by the way, Krim. This is the guy you agree with.
So boys, in closing here, what can we do today in our own personal sphere of influence to fight the encroachment of feminism into video games? Number one, women should be at home having children. They should not be working. So if you are a hiring manager or you work at a company, I think you have a moral obligation to stop hiring women. Number two, expose beta cuck men who support feminism. These are not men, they have pocket vaginas. All of these homos support LGBTQ garbage and feminism. Do you remember what we did with traitors during World War II? Yeah, these are not men. These are women cosplaying as men. Number 3, finally and most importantly, do not buy anything that pushes anti-male hatred. The only way these companies will listen is if we hit them in the wallet.
Gamers will never listen to that. Not even outside of this whole woke thing that we're talking about. Gamers will never do that because, one, the gaming sphere is a lot bigger than it was when I was a kid. 2, a lot of people, capitalism-wise and spending-wise, like they'll just spend. Like they won't care. It's just like, I know this game is safe. It's like Call of Duty niggas, right? They know the game's ass, but they don't want to try and buy other games because it still fits their like safe space of, I know Call of Duty, I know it's ass, but man, the boys are on Call of Duty, I know about Call of Duty, I want to play zombies. Like, shit like this won't help. Shit like, the only thing, I don't know when we'll be able to have it where gamers will actively stop buying games that are predatory to their own wallets, so where we could actually have change in gaming like that. I wish we had done it years, decades ago, but we're still not there yet.
These are a couple games that have come out recently that we know are deeply hateful of men. Ghost of Yotei.
Oh my god, I just saw Hades and I know you're capping. So Ghost of Yotei, we already went through that. Assassin's Creed, okay, you say it's woke, and woke, if it's go woke, go broke, but yeah, Assassin's Creed made millions. And got Attack on Titan DLC, and people are still buying that, even if it's bad. Silent Hill F, that was popular. Witcher 4 is not out yet. Hades 2, against men? Have you seen the men in that game? The men are fucking hot. What are you fucking on? It's Greek. When it comes to Greek anything, they always make the men super buff and fucking masculine and shit. What are you on, dog? Oh, sorry, wait, it's because you're playing a female this time. That's why. That's why it hates men. What the fuck is Arc Raiders doing here? You just put a popular game just to put a popular game. What the fuck is Arc Raiders doing here? What the fuck is Marathon doing here? Intergalactic, I know that game ain't even out yet, but it's a bald black woman, that's why.
Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Oh, wait, I just realized what that said on the bottom.
Hateful of men.
No masculine man will buy these. No masculine man. Hey, Prim, no masculine man is gonna buy a Silent Hill F, so you have a pocket vagina, right? Is that true? Because no masculine man would buy this. No masculine man would buy Hades 2. It's a little too woke. Sorry. I just noticed this. It's activist slop. You buy activist slop. That's crazy, bro. I thought you were masculine. Why'd you buy this? Why'd you buy Silent Hill F? It's masculine. No masculine man will buy it. It's activist slop. Right. You see why I say this shit is fucking dumb? Anyway, well, that's it for this reaction video. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for the people. Shout out to the people who watched. Shout out to the people who didn't watch. I'll catch y'all when I catch y'all.